Calvo, let's look at this fascinating industry, an industry that is more than being disrupted. It's almost in turmoil. But at the same time, if we look at your company and we look at what you're doing, it's the element of growth that really is extraordinary. Tell me more.
Thank you, Richard. You're speaking very well to what the company is currently doing. If you look at video entertainment across the African continent, it's still at an infancy stage. We are seeing tremendous growth. In the past 3 years, we have grown over 1 million subscribers each year. It has shown over time and again that Africans watch more TV than any other place in the whole world. This is the basis upon which we are building this company, and we think there is still opportunity for us to grow to 40 million subscribers across the whole continent.
But if the industry stood still, I would agree with you, but it doesn't. And new models are coming on stream very fast. And the constant cry is, can you keep up with these new models and new streams?
That's a very good point, Richard. Indeed, we are seeing disruption coming through. We have seen online players coming through. We have seen studios going direct to consumers. However, as a business, we have looked at those opportunities and not looked at them in a sense that says these are challenges that we can't overcome. We see them as opportunities. What we have done is to look at the model where we become a super aggregator of all content that is available out there.
It's the way in which one distinguishes oneself across a variety of, I mean, you have competitors, both global and regional and local, but this question of local content is what distinguishes yourselves. I wonder, how local can you get and still make money when it comes to creating content?
Yeah. With the kind of experience that we have had, Richard, over the years on the African continent, wherein we first started by building a whole lot of Hollywood content and bringing it home to Africans. Over time, we started realizing that Africans are hungry for stories that are told by people within their communities, in their language, in the genres that are out there within their communities. We started going hyperlocal. Hyperlocal helps us in that, first of all, we get rid of dollar-denominated content. As you know, developing countries get hit by depreciation of currencies on a day-to-day basis, and that then increases your cost, and you will end up not affording international content. We have managed to build production capacity across multiple countries, and we are continuing to increase that capacity to build content. We're able to build content.
Yeah, but because this is fascinating, the ability to build content is extremely expensive. Are you committed with deep pockets to building that content? It's expensive, sir.
Yeah. We understand that production of content is very expensive. However, once you have all the equipment necessary for you to be able to produce this content, then the only thing that comes is the cost within each country. With us producing in the countries that we are in, it means then we are paying in the local currencies. The kind of wages that we pay are competitive in the markets that we operate in. In that way, we have seen over time, we've built the same capacity in South Africa, in Nigeria, Kenya, Zambia. So all this have shown over time and time again that firstly, it resonates very well with our customers. It improves our churn rates, and we have seen people staying with us because of the content and the hyper-local nature that we have built this content in the languages that are different across the whole continent.
I think you're in 40-odd countries. How many of them do you believe you can offer local content?
So far, Richard, we are targeting about 8 to 10 countries in this round of local content production. we think those are the sustainable ones wherein we should be able to derive very good returns in terms of the investment that we are making. We are accelerating in that regard. And as countries mature and we see more subscribers coming in, that is the business case that we use to build whether it is the right opportunity for us to introduce hyperlocal content in those specific countries that we operate in. So we look at it each year and see which country is next for us to be able to get good returns based on the investment that is required.
The growth area, it's always a chicken and an egg, isn't it? The role that sport plays in all of this, again, are highly competitive, can be extremely expensive to buy the rights, but you believe it's essential.
Yeah. Richard, you're touching on a very important aspect of our content offering, sports. Sport and local content, those are the two pillars that are our key differentiators in terms of surviving in a highly competitive environment. What we have done over a number of years, we have been able to perfect the art of making sure that the sports content that we bring onto our platform is able to give us the right returns that we purchase this rights on. One of the biggest things that assist us in terms of this is that we have been able to package the kind of offering, starting with our own studio production in the build-up to this rights, so that rights owners see that we are not just buying rights and airing them on TV platforms. We also create a hype around these products, and therefore that's how then they are able to penetrate the African market, selling jerseys and so forth, and other merchandise for them to get a return in the long term as well.
That last point is quite important, really, because your competitors have checkbooks as well. And I can always see when it comes to sports rights that, as you say, people can bid these things into the stratosphere. But if you can create content that goes around it, then it's not just a question of how big is my checkbook.
Exactly, Richard. You're touching a very good point. We have looked over a number of years that just by paying and just showing it on air, it's not good enough. What we have done is from time to time, we'll bring some of the best sports personalities in the world, even on the African continent, to be part of the studio analysts that look at this, the games as they play. And we bring relevant sport personalities into this area. We will find us bringing the likes of JJ Okocha, who has been successful out there. We have brought in Ryan Giggs, where it's relevant for them to come into our studio and be able to analyze. So those elements that we bring in, the way we package it, stands us out of the rest in terms of what we bring into making sure that this sports offering becomes compelling to the consumers.
You know, this week, Sumner Redstone died. The head of Viacom, CBS, Paramount Pictures. And Sumner Redstone always said he created the phrase, content is king. Now, I don't know whether he's right or not, but he said content is king. Do you believe that is still the case on a multi-platform, get your stuff anywhere you can way? Is content still king?
Definitely. He hit the nail on the head right there. People come to your platform because of their appetite to view content. If you have the best content, people will always be coming to you. So content is indeed king.
Thank you, sir. All it remains for me to do is say, as always, on Crest Means Business, whatever you're up to, I hope it's profitable.